And so it continues on the SA Sports Show, highlighting the best of South Australian sport with our friend Sky Harwood in the co-hosting seat again. And the boys from Lacrosse joining us, to Webby and to Mango. What do I got here? We've got Jason Webb and Mark Mangan. I wasn't sure. I looked at the dreadlocks. I thought Mango's a cool name for him. It's a cool name. Hey, boys, how you going?
Yeah, great.
Very well,
Going all right. We talk about success of some teams around this state, and we had Zane from Sturt, one of the most recognisable football sides in this state, and Peter McDonald from Port, say no more. Then I looked through the record of Brighton Lacrosse and I think, hang on a minute, they can leave those, you're going okay. Take us through it.
We had our senior and junior grand finals on Saturday, which we were lucky enough to host at our club down there at Brighton. And with the senior grades, there's 6 teams in there, 3 men, 3 women.
Yes.
We had 5 teams playing for premierships and walked away with 2 flags from that, our senior men and senior women. Or state league men, state league women, I should say. And then out of our juniors, we had 5 teams play for premierships for 5 flags, so 100% strike rate there. There were some teams that didn't get through to a premiership, but really strong season for the club.
And Mango, the history of the club is quite remarkable as well.
Yeah, it's quite phenomenal. We are actually the leader, as it would be said. We've won 26 senior men premierships, closest being Sturt with 23, and then I believe East Torrens might be down there with 17, so we've done really well over the years.
And this state as a whole, from a lacrosse perspective, on a national scale and even on an international scale, has been a breeder of great players.
Yeah, look, we're really lucky. We've had quite a lot of success for our state teams and our national teams. Our club especially, we've been very fortunate to produce probably 2 of the best women's lacrosse players of all time, meaning internationally, collegiately and World Games as well. And then we've had quite a lot of success with our men. A lot of Australian representatives. Denver 2014, 5 were from Brighton out of 23.
It's incredible.
So it is quite incredible.
Yeah, fighting well above your weight. Lacrosse is a really interesting game, and I guess to get kids at that junior level is the key, and we probably mention this on a consistent basis because it's so competitive, whether it's basketball, Sky, or netball, or soccer these days, or cricket. What's the strategy, Mango and Webby, to get them interested in the sport? Can they complement other sports, or is it a lacrosse or nothing?
No, my son plays lacrosse and football through winter, and we're lucky that those sports are played on different days and trainings are on different days. But we find that a lot of kids, when we go into a school and show them lacrosse, they're really interested because it's just something very different, and it is a very skillful game. Yep. The misconception is that it's really, really rough. It's in fact not. There's a lot less people getting injured playing lacrosse than there are other sports.
It looks brutal though, doesn't it, at times?
Yeah, it's good fun.
You
don't have to hit them that much.
No.
But no, we do a lot with our local schools. We've got some great volunteers that go out to schools and conduct clinics. We conduct carnivals pre-season, and just working with a few of our local schools this year resulted in I think 35 new players to the club, and obviously more to other clubs nearby as well. So it's if you do it properly, if you're passionate about it, and if you show the kids that it's a lot of fun, they pick up on that really quickly.
And I like the complement of skills in it too, though, Mango. As far as I see it as a fairly, I think brutal is too strong, but I like the physicality of it, and I think players like that, and but the skill, the ball use, the stick, that's from an observer. When I used to go down and watch it, say Collie Reserve, they'd play down there sometimes years ago now. It's a good game to watch. Quick, fast.
Look, it's got everything. I think that every young person would enjoy in the sport. From the men's perspective, the young men love wearing the helmets and the gloves and the stick.
Yes.
I guess they feel like it could be a little bit willing.
Yeah.
But the rules don't allow that. Obviously, when you get up to the major comps, it can get a little willing, and it is quite tough. But I wouldn't say it's brutal, but it is quite a physical game. Being able to obviously check with a stick, use your body, it's sort of combining ice hockey, football to a certain degree. And then you've got a little white ball winging around that. Not a pleasant thing to get hit with.
Yeah, is it a sport that's growing over the journey, or is it it's holding its own?
We're in a bit of a levelling off period in Australian lacrosse, especially. there are clubs like Brighton where, Jace just said, we were lucky to get 35 new players.
Yeah.
Now, most of those do come from schools. Some of them come from parents being past players. My daughters play, and obviously Webby's young men play as well. But at the current time at the moment, it is starting to level off because of the competitiveness. We struggle with funding for one thing, and to get junior kids involved, obviously, you can walk onto a football field with a pair of sneakers, a pair of shorts, and away you go. Whereas you walk into a junior lacrosse team, helmet, gloves, stick, uniform. That's all adding up in the cost of it. But apart from that, I think we could be on the way up. There's a lot of work being done behind the scenes to raise our profile, and obviously us coming on a show like this helps that out.
Sure. So going forward, what does lacrosse look like in a decade or so? What's the dream goal?
Well, I've played for Australia. I've coached Australia. I went to college for a while. My ideal thing would be obviously is to watch it on the Olympic Games.
Yeah.
Now that's a long way off, as we know. But I think getting some profile in television and in the media would be probably the ideal status. I would love to see our State League Grand Final live on TV, maybe not live, but at least delayed.
Sure.
I'd love to see our national tournament between the states, Victoria, WA, SA, New South Wales, to be on TV.
And visually, it's such a great game to watch. And as far as the do you call it a pitch? We
call it a field pitch.
It's like basketball. It lends itself to easy to cover, and from a spectator perspective, it's easy to follow. Really.
Yeah. Once you learn the game and you can get the visual on the ball and sort of know the concepts and what's actually going on, it is really easy to follow.
And it's a wonder that it hasn't been considered for an Olympic Games, because again, it's a sort of sport that would be attractive across any country, really.
Lacrosse right now in America is completely massive for obvious reasons. They've got a fantastic college system.
Yeah.
They have a professional league, men's and now both in women's as well. They have an indoor box lacrosse league which is played in the whole of North America, and lacrosse has now really hit Europe. And European lacrosse is going nuts because they're able to play each other, because, as we all know, to go from Germany to France to Italy isn't a very big process. And like lacrosse here, for a WA to play Victoria is, a 6-7 hour flight, as it would be for
There's need the Japanese playing now before Tokyo in 4 years' time, and you never know what might happen. I reckon they'd be good at it too.
Well, there is a subcommittee right now based with the FIL pushing for the Olympic Games.
Yes.
One of the unfortunate things is we haven't had enough countries involved.
Yeah.
And now we're very close. We're right on the verge.
Yeah. Just a final thing. So I understand that you've got a fundraiser coming up for Sam McKinnon.
Yes.
Yep.
So do you want to tell us a bit about that?
Yeah, look, Sam's a young lad that's played for the club and been involved with the club for a long, long time, and unfortunately is battling a brain tumour. Second time round, he was diagnosed with it 4 years ago, and it was treated, and unfortunately he's got to battle it again, and we're having a fundraiser at the club on Sunday, October the 16th, and it's going to be a family day. We're going to have some men's versus women's, boys versus girls games, and just try and bring the lacrosse community and the greater community together. We're going to have some auctions and what have you. So we're looking to people to come and attend and to help with donations and things like that. And to Sam, I'm sure he's watching. We're all behind you, mate. And we want to help.
So where do people turn up on October the 16th?
Brighton Lacrosse Club at the Brighton Sporting Precinct.
Yes.
At Hyde Avenue, Hove. And if you go to the Brighton Lacrosse website, we'll have information on there on how you can make donations and help him out.
I think that's a great thing about sporting clubs that's universal, is that, as much as we all play to win, when a player or a person needs a bit of help, that's a sign of a good club. Yeah, good on you, boys. Hope it works well. Thanks for making the time.
Thanks very much.
Well done there, boys. The boys from Brighton Lacrosse. Make sure you put that one in your diary. Sunday, October the 16th, for a great young lad, Sam McKinnon, who's got a little battle. Help him with that battle, as we like to help you too. On the SA Sports Show, we'll be back to wrap up another week shortly.